It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Time for the Southern California Writers Association Hump Day Book Tour. I'm your host, Maddie Margarita, here with our guest today, Seidel. Every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., the Southern California Writers Association turns our Facebook page over to a new writer to talk about their books and their work. And as I said this morning, we're joined by Ann Seidel. Ann is a Southern California native whose love of mystery started with Saturday morning cartoon sleuths. You can do your Scooby Doo impression later. So she has recently started her publishing journey. There is no lack of mysteries brewing in her brain for her Sam Gordon mysteries, and she is eager to share book 2, Bullet Through the Art, with us today. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, congratulations on Bullet Through the Art. I love the cover in the background there. Lovely.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the story?
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, it's actually the first novel in the series, and this story came to me actually just a few months before I joined SCWA, and so this is the result of that. But I mean, it's a cozy mystery, and Sam Gordon is 26. She's graduated college, and she's been just traveling and working abroad, and she gets a message from her aunt who raised her, and that she needs her at home. And so it picks up where she literally is just arriving home. There's a surprise party, but there's more than just a party, that's a surprise.
Aha.
And so it's a murder. No spoilers there. And so Sam will there's some twists and turns, and lots of fun, some fun relationships. We get to know Sam and her best friends. We get to know Sam and her relationship with her aunt and her uncle that isn't a blood uncle. He was her guardian that was named along with the aunt. And I think people really have been resonating with the relationships and the fun that they have in solving the mystery. So, yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell without giving too much away.
Well, and I'm sure it was a cozy murder.
It is a cozy, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. I just want to clarify that. So,
Cozy murder.
what was it about the setting that made you decide this was the perfect setting for Sam and her murder, cozy murder?
And her cozy murder, yes.
Yeah.
So it's set in a fictionalized version of the town that I actually live in, which is Orange. And so the town is Orange Grove. And the really neat thing about this city is it has an old town, which so much of Southern California doesn't really have
Right.
anymore. And it's got a historical designated area. So and it's a college town as well. So you get a lot of different personalities, lots of different businesses. It's next door to the happiest place on earth. It's got so many landmarks that can be played off of, as well as, even though it's a good sized city in Southern California, it's got a nice little small town feel. And I thought that would work really well for Sam and her family of cohorts. And because it is in Southern California, I mean, there's no lacking for inspiration for cozy style killings, so to speak.
Well, it's actually the perfect place. Um, so why art? I mean, you have elements of a lot of different things in there, but
Mm.
why did you decide to set it in that setting?
Well, so when I was growing up, so you pull different things from your life. Well, at least I do, and just about every writer that I know does. When I was quite small, my mom had an art studio, and my dad. I mean, it was really like art supplies, but they did have some. It was a mix between art and craft. So there were canvases and paint supplies, oils and acrylics, but then there was also skeins of yarn and those little, I don't actually know what you call them, but they were little circles. They were plastic with little things around, and you did stuff with the yarn. I don't know, it made something.
Schools, maybe,
I
I don't
I
know.
was yeah, I was 5, so I don't I just remember that it was just a fun place to be, and it just seemed so kind of magical to me because I liked coloring, I liked painting, although my prowess with painting at that point was finger painting, and so I wanted Aunt Lily, to not just be somebody that was kind of retired at home and knitting, which she does do, but I she came to me as sort of a little bit of a hippy dippy, very creative type person. And so I thought that the art and craft studio would be a perfect business for her, and also bring in different personality types so that Sam could play off of that as well. So it was just kind of a mix of all of that. I
I
it
mean,
sort
I
of just
love.
came to me, you know, really, like
I obviously you were inspired, and I love
yeah.
the setting, and the relationships between the characters themselves, and the relationships between them. But tell us a little bit about Sam. Obviously, she had been on your mind because she was every Crook and Nanny, was that a novelette or a novella or
Yeah,
that
it was a
story
novella,
or
and so what I'm sorry. What
yeah.
so when I was in the middle of writing the novel was when I sort of learned about, and I should maybe state I'm indie published, and so there's been a lot of learning going on. And um, it was midway through 2020 when I learned about the concept of a reader magnet, and that it's a good idea to have one just to bring in new readers, something to do as a giveaway, really, as a kind of a gift to say, hey, if you want to sign up for my newsletter. And so I thought, okay, I could do a story of Sam when she's abroad doing one of her many different jobs.
Her
And that's
adventures.
yeah, and that's sort of how Every Crook and Nanny came about. I It takes place in Cambridgeshire. I did a semester abroad in Cambridge when long time ago when I was in college. And so that's I think why I picked Cambridge, just because it's a really a lovely place. It's got its own brand of history, but I set it sort of outside of the town. And I haven't really been a nanny, but maybe sort of. I used to take care. I lived with they were quite older cousins. And so their two young boys were, I think, 4 and 6. And I was 19. And so I lived with them and took care of the boys. And it, it was an
You
interesting,
were sort of nanny.
yeah, it was an interesting thing. And so I just thought that that would be a fun thing to do without having to go into a whole deep murder type thing where lots of, I mean, there are clues and red herrings in every Crook and Nanny, but it's more of an adventure and a quest for her and the kids. And it was a lot of fun to write and have develop the characters that live at the castle.
So so fun. So that's free. That's your reader magnet if you sign up for your newsletter, correct?
Yeah, if you sign up, I have had people, I mean, it's listed for 99 cents, and I have had plenty of people just
Oh,
buy it, that they find it, I guess, if they're looking on Amazon and they find it and they buy it. I have promoted it for, gosh, well over a year since I published it in January of 2022. And that's how I started building my newsletter list.
so this has been quite an experience for you.
Yeah, it's been a great experience.
So when was the release date of Bullet Through the Art?
October 19th. So it's been 11 days. Well, baseball face.
Hey, so you're still spinning and the bubbles are still going through your blood and everything
Yeah.
is still exciting, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, so what is it about Sam that makes her different in your mind from some of the other characters you might find in cozies that are out there?
Do you know, I don't know necessarily that Sam is different in terms of cozies because you'll find in so many cozies. I don't want to say 99% or anything like that, but because there's always those differences. But so Bullet Through the Art and Sam Gordon Mysteries are what I would call a more traditional type or contemporary cozy that harkens back to the kind of classical whodunit. There isn't it's not pet centric. It's not based on a baker, or she herself isn't somebody who has that sort of craftiness about her. But what Sam does bring to it, and again, so many other cozy heroines are, they're scrappy and they're resourceful and plucky. Some of them are snarky, you know. I think it's all in how it's executed, what the other elements that
Right.
you sort of throw into the recipe. And so I think with Sam, I would say, you know, one of her big sort of themes is found family. The character, she was orphaned at 13. This is all backstory that kind of, you know, little drops feed throughout. So she was orphaned at 13. Her mom actually died when she was 7. So she was very close to her dad when he when he passed. So she was raised by her aunt and then this uncle, and she had a really good life. She she never doesn't realize that. And because of inheritance and stuff, she does have the money to go and do the things that she does, but she's very cognizant of that, which is why she's always working when she travels and goes to these other countries. And we'll find out a little bit more about what the impetus was for that in the next book.
Oh,
so um so I think really what makes not necessarily Sam different, but what makes the Sam Gordon mysteries uh fun and exciting to read are the relationships and how Sam is with her friends. There's a very deep loyalty that she has to her friends and her family that is still with her, regardless of how far away from home she is. But wherever she goes, she makes a family. And I think that was evident in every Crook and Nanny with her and the kids.
you know, I think that's so important in a cozy. Uh,
Mm,
is that the heroine is either somebody you want to have as your best friend, or
yes.
the friend you love to hate, or there has to be the relationship part of that that
Hmm.
makes you want to go back again and again and buy the book over and over again. So
Hopefully.
yeah, I mean, I really can't wait. Now you mentioned book 3. You just kind of threw that out there. Are you working on book 3 or
I am, yes, I'm
oh,
writing it now. Not this minute, but
yeah, this minute? But do
yeah,
you have an idea of when that might come out?
I'm hopeful that it'll be next summer.
Good.
I couldn't give you an exact
That's
time.
pretty
That's
quick.
about as much of a time frame. Well, I started, so I already have premises and I would say very loose outlines for the next 5 books. So, yeah, the book 4 will find Sam traveling back to England, and then she'll go to Ireland and then France. And then after that, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Wow. Well, we're looking forward to traveling with her.
Yes,
Uh, we wish you the best of luck. Where can people buy
thank
Bullet
you.
Through the Art? Yeah.
It's available in ebook and paperback, just about any of the major retailers. So Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple, Kobo, if you happen to be in Canada or some of the other countries that Kobo is popular. But yeah, pretty much anywhere.
Well, we're excited. If you can, I hope you'll pick up Anne's book and support her. If somebody lends it to you, if you could leave a review, that would be wonderful. I'm sure she'd appreciate that.
Thank
On
you.
either Amazon or Goodreads, do you have a preference?
Either one, I have the book is reviewed on both sites already, so
All
yeah.
right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks for taking time out of your schedule to join us. Everybody, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us. I'm sure you enjoyed our talk with Anne because she's wonderful and a terrific writer. And if you'd like to share this video on Facebook, please feel free. Or you can go to SCWA Writers Online, which is our YouTube channel, and you can find our interview today with Anne Seidel, along with 150 other interviews. So if you're looking for something terrific to read, pick up Bullet Through the Art, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank
being
you.
here.